Right then, me dears. The last video was overly long. Something like half an hour, I think. So I've set this for 15 minutes. That is what my phone is. Anyway, right, okay, folks. Now, first of all, you see these funny little things. And by golly, they are small. Yep. And we have to put those in there, which is not easy. But then, nothing worthwhile is easy, is it? Ho ho. That's what they tell you. It's one of life's big lies, actually, isn't it? School days are the best days of your life. Bugger off. Nobody paid me to go there. And children are a blessing. Well, since one of mine gave me this, I have to say, I'd say, of course they are. And there we are. But I think the blessing bit comes from the good old days when children would actually do some work towards the family. I don't know whether they do that nowadays, do they? Do children actually do anything? This is where, if you're seeing this, we put these pieces on, and the problem is we put those other bits in, and you have to rely on the shoulders to actually get them home, and there it is. Okay? Now, there's one thing left to do, and I should have done this before actually, because it is just to put a drop of this. This is paraffin wax. I told you that yesterday when I unpacked. Yesterday? Day before, I think, actually, but never mind. Whenever that you have to put this on, which takes you a minute or two. I should perhaps have done this before we started, but I didn't. And I don't know how many there are, and I haven't counted. Teeth, that is. So we're just wiping a bit of the stuff on so that there is a certain lubrication. Oh yes, and where I went wrong yesterday, when I say I went wrong yesterday, one of the slots was filled with a piece of wood which it shouldn't have been, which hasn't occurred on any of the other things that I have done. And by golly, it's raining. There we are. But then, this being Wales, one of the things you can almost guarantee is that it's raining. Yes, I really should have done this because it's eating into our time. Anyway, I think that bite does it. Good. Right, next piece. I don't know what happens to that now. Well, no, I don't know what happens to it now. We shall find out. The next piece, we've got another two of these. And ooh. There. That's that one. There is a mark on here, which is quite good, because if there is a mark, you can usually see, like counting the teeth. And obviously, if I'm opening me gob to talk to you lot, I'm not actually counting the teeth. So, the railway proceeds apace. One or two minor hold-ups, I suppose. And there we are, that'll do. Now we've got a small piece here which, oops, goes into there. There. Well, it will go into there. If I line it up properly, there it is. And then that goes on there. And I'll put it down there and shove it. Well, when I say shove it, I don't mean that rudely. Ah, dear. What have we this evening? You may not have noticed that, but it was there. Zinfandel. When the ginger one started throwing tariffs about, we decided that, as with certain other countries, we would avoid their products. And the truth of the matter is that the only thing that we could find of American that we actually bought was wine. Not a lot of it, but I particularly like it. And I thought, can we really affect the American economy by not having this? I've got to say that my mate is going to be extremely lucky if he gets a bottle of Kentucky bourbon for Christmas. Right, sheet A. We want A1. Oh, something's just dropped out. This is one of the problems that does happen. That's a pair of A3s. We want an A1. And I haven't found that. 853. That's A1 there. Got it. So there's A1. And 3 A2s. Well, there they are. 2, 3. Good. Okay, that's sheet A. We now go to sheet D. Oh God, there's another piece falling out. This is one of the problems, but they are all marked. So wherever that is, we will... Oh, it's still there. Hanging on. Yeah. Buckerish, there's another one. They've all got a mark on them, so we will find them again. But I sometimes find that a little bit of a nuisance. So, we go to sheet D, which is not difficult. There it is. And we want, I know we've got to have this one, because that's what it says, D14. Yeah, D14. It's not actually first in line, but I knew we needed it, so we might as well have it. There it is. D14. However, before that we want D1. Oh, that's D1 there. That's another little round spacey thing. We also want D3. D3. D13. Oh, D3. Ooh. Do you want D4 as well? Yes, we do. And following that, D5. D5. Can I find D5? Yes, there's D5. It's another one of these cross jobs. This could take a little bit of interesting assembly, so bear with me, folks. D3, D4, D5, D6. Did I get D6? No, there's D6. That's totally different shape. Goody goody. D6. Two D7s. Oh, look at that, D7. Two D7s. Good. And finally D12, which is that one. It's the opposite number of the other one. How about that? By golly, this is going to be some assembly. There's not much left on here. D, oh that's E. I try and keep them in order, but it's quite difficult. Because as they get smaller and whatever. Now the other thing I didn't say was I did actually put the rest of this chassis, as it were, together last night, and we will now take D3 and D4 and wonder what on earth they're for. Oh, look at that. Can you see that, folks? I shouldn't be down there, I should be up here, shouldn't I? Here we go. That is, hey ho. Ooh, got one. Yep, and that's D3. Right, and we end up with this sort of cruciform shafty sort of thing. We've had this kind of thing on the other kits, so I'll pop those over there out of the way. The timer says it's 2 minutes 40, but we're going to go on until this is finished. So there you are, it. Right, D3, D4, D6, and this goes through here. Wait a minute, I've got D12. Yep, that goes through there. Don't ask me why. It is followed by D5. Followed by D5, man. And that goes all the way down there. There it is, D5. And then you've got D7, two D7s. I always thought in count on count, I don't know whether I'm in the bloody screen. I'm sorry, but my back is a bit iffy tonight. Well, not just tonight actually, but there we are. Right, D7. I hope these line up, because otherwise this could be embracing. Yeah, there we are. By golly, that makes a pretty hefty pinion there, doesn't it? Okay, so that's that bit. And we finish off with an A1. That's A2. A2, A2, D1. Oh, that's A1 there. Okay. Now A1 goes on. It's another cruciform thing. Oh, I see. Does it go? Yes, it goes right the way. Yes. And that's it. What happens next is that this other assembly The next thing to go is... Right. Okay. Now, that funny noise was the phone, but I expect you've all got one of those anyway. Next. Oh, I forgot something. We've got P1 times 4 and P2 times 4. Now this is where it all sort of gets a bit, go back to the beginning, which is there, and you say, so what's a P1 and a P2? Well, a P2 is a 30mm steel shaft, and we require 2 of them, and P1s are the little orange thingies, and we need 4 of those. Well, that seems pretty reasonable, doesn't it? I quite prefer these to the other ones, which are in the previous kits. They were white and they could actually escape and not be found. There we are, 4. And there are now in here, there must be 2 30mm shafts. There are in fact rather more. But what they actually do usually, yes, there we are. Now look, on the instructions, it actually gives you, oh God, here we are. Yes, it gives you a 1-to-1 of the shaft, and you can hold that up to it. Can you see that? He said, shifting round behind the camera a bit sharply, and I've just dropped it. There we are, and you can see that it's the correct length. There we are. It dropped down there. So there's 2 of those. So we are now, we've got that done. This is where it all starts to get a bit... So the first thing to do is to put that on there. There we are, one of those on there, and one on, come here, there, that's it. Lovely, lovely job. Good. Now, we've got to put a pin through somewhere, and I'm damned if it's obvious where they go. It really isn't. I've got to put that there because I've got to lean here, otherwise my back will be what's left of it. Oh. Apparently P1 times 4 actually means at the moment that they've got to be double doodahed. Okay, I can do that. Yeah. Well, here we are. Look at this. I've got one of the tools. They do give you these tools. They're very good, you know, I think. There we are. You've got to double do the other little buggers. There. So use that, shove that down, put that on there, shove it down through there, and there we are. They've got double doodahs on them. No. We have got 2, oh actually we've got that there. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong place. There we are. Look at that. Does that look right? Of course it does. Of course it does. Now onto there we want a D1. Oh my God. Ah, that's the D1. Yes, it is. D1 goes on there. And after the D1 goes on assembly B. Yeah. This is actually quite, I cannot see, but I think it must go that way round. That is what I think. But from the drawing, it's not that easy. So, the next thing we have is I don't think that goes in there at all. I think that, if I'm honest with you, and you wouldn't want me to be otherwise, would you? There is a hole. There is a part that should be on there. I think I am right in saying that that goes on there and then meshes. Oh, it fell out. Gravity. It's that bloke Newton. I really get fed up with the little bugger, actually. I can't tell whether that's on the back or the front. If we get this, you know, I'm getting the impression it's actually on the back. But we could be wrong. We could be wrong, folks. That not mesh as well as it might. But wait. Wait. Oh, there we are. There's the other one. And this goes this way round. That's just fallen off again, hasn't it? I can tell. I saw it from the corner of my eye. That it's, oh, I think we're beginning to get the hang of this. Oh, we get the hang of it, you know. Oh! There now. So that's it then. Well done, dear boy. Now we've got A2s going on here, and the thing is to sort of keep these bloody things in place until such times as, oh my God, they're really, is that an A2? Yes it is, an A2, and another A2, A2, and another A2. Really? No. I don't know, lad. I don't know. Should have had you put out your misery. Should have done. Had you put down, I think. Right. Ooh. Lad. Well, there we are. I hope that that is correct. There should be another couple of P1s, because if there isn't, it's all going to fall off. it's all going to fall off. There it is. Got it. There we are. Now, I ain't too sure whether it needs one or two, but at the moment one will do just fine, because then it will not all fall apart. And that's it, got on the little so-and-so. God dear me. Well, there we are. As I understand it, since there were 3 P1s required, and there is supposed to be a second one on there, because we put one on the other one, and therefore it must be a second one on here, and hey presto, it's there. Well, how about that? Now we need some more bits here, I feel sure, because I didn't pick any out as we went in this direction because it was just too difficult. We want a B5 and a D9. That's it. So pop that back in the box. A B5, there's the chassis. A B5, nope. Bits falling out all over the place. That's not B, that's C. And there's the rest of B. A B5, now I know it looks a bit slotty. B5. There he is. He looks like a, what does that look like? Looks like something, but I can't think what. It sort of looks hooky. And then we want a D9. D9. That's D. Oh no. D13, D10, D10, D11, D9. Got it. Whether I can get D back in here, I don't know. In this pile of disintegrating bits and pieces. It is much easier to find the pieces when they're in the sheet sprue. I always call it a sprue. Ooh. So yeah, now B5, oh, B5, that's a B5, goes in there. Yes, it does. I know it goes in there because it's supposed to, and it has now gone in there. So that is spacing this part apart, and then we've got a piece I've just lost, yeah, D9, and D9 goes up the top here. Ah, there it is. Okay, D9 up the top. Can we see that? Oh. Not the easiest little bit to put in there, but yeah, I'm afraid that one does require, on occasion, just a little brute force. I have a reasonable amount of brute force, and a tremendous amount of ignorance. Right. So this one has to be slid down. It says that. Right, that's it then. You've had 30 minutes now, so that's it. God, that's what we've got this evening, and thank you for watching. Good night.